guys, Mr.BeetleBum here, and we're back with another map strategy video. And today's map strategy video is, if I can get that out properly, is Ghost Town. Now, as we all know, this is one of the maps that is rather newer to the game. It's, I guess it would be called a desert map. There's a lot of sand kicking around and everything, and there's this little ghost town that's been left alone over the years. I don't know, maybe there was some kind of accident outside the town or something that made it like a zombie land, but no one's around, so we get to just run around and destroy everything with our tanks. And I rather enjoy this one, actually. I do like this map. Now, of course, as per usual, we're always talking about how there's 3 flanks with this one. Very simple. You got your mid where a town is, and then you got your 2 flanking sides. And with this one, this is going to be a pretty straightforward one, guys. Your heavies and mediums tend to go into town, and your lights and your TDs tend to snipe the flanks, with your arties, of course, down at either the A line or the K line, depending on which spawn you're on. Yeah, of course, mediums might be going out like a leopard or something, might be sniping, you know, or something else. But in general, you're going to find almost always, you know, the heavies for sure are going town. And then sometimes your mediums go in there. If not, maybe they're out in the field. But let's get started here. So from the north, really, the only thing I want to say here, I mean, it's kind of obvious, right, that, you know, your lights are going to go here and your lights can go here. Their lights can go up here and their lights can go up here. That's what they're supposed to do. But what happens a lot, guys, is everybody goes one way and everybody goes one way. And it's almost always this flank here. I don't know what it is that is so attractive to everybody about this flank down here, because honestly, if you're a light, if you're a scout, this is the most perfect flank I've ever met. You know, all this tall grass here, it doesn't matter if I'm in my 250-2, if I'm in an elk, if I'm in even like the tier 9 Russian or the light 432, it doesn't matter what light I'm in. This tall grass is awesome because you can just creep along all the way through. If there isn't a light sitting there waiting for you, so there's, if you get there first, you know, normally what I would do is get to about here and stop, because right here I'm plenty fine. I'm now spotting everything. Even from here I'm spotting the guys here, but when you get up to this point, you're laughing. I can spot everybody that's here, everyone that's here, and everybody that's all in here, all the way up to this hill, basically. You got such a great view range going this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. It's bonkers. I just don't understand why you don't see more of it. Again, even from the other side, if you're coming down this way, then sure, get to about here, and it's the same thing. Spotting. I mean, it's so good. And the reason why I don't understand why everyone goes here is because honestly, this is easy to snipe you from. There are no bushes to go into. Yes, there are some bushes, you know, like a little bit here and a little bit here, which one tank, you know, you can creep up and get into the bush, but it's just not quite the same. Here you got multiple bushes, so in other words, if you make a mistake, you're okay. Here, it's unforgiving. You make a mistake, you're spotted. So that being said, I'm just throwing that out there. But anyways, your lights, you're going to go this way, you're going to go down the middle. Same thing, you're going to go around here and come up, or you're going to rush over here and try to go up the middle. That's your lights for you right there. Now your TDs, well, they're always backing up the lights anyway, so obviously you got your TDs along the back here. Now, from the south spawn, there's a real nice spot right here. And the reason why I say it's really nice is because you're far enough. Most of the time when the tanks from the north spawn come down this flank, they're basically parked like, you know, behind the boat here, or maybe they go along the mound here or here. But anyways, either way, you can snipe from here. You can be double bush because there's a little bush up there. You can double bush yourself and shoot those. Plus on top of that, you can double bush, and right there is where the north heavies are. They're going to be shooting through here at the south heavies. Well, guess what? You can snipe right through there and hit those guys all day long if you're a good sniper. So very good spot right there from the south spawn. A lot of guys normally go over here to this rock. You know, the normal TD player sees the rock and goes, oh, cover. But think about it though, you can't hit any of the guys that are behind this boat. You can hit the guys that are here, you can hit guys that are along here, but that's it. You can't hit anything in here. You're kind of limiting yourself. Same with if you went over here in the corner here, you're limiting yourself. So it's okay of a position for a tank destroyer, but it's not highly recommended. This is more important here. There's your tank destroyer spot for this flank that you can just snipe. And once you guys push up past this rock right here, then you know that, okay, this is now only for town, but you might want to get a sniper to come. Let me erase that, sorry. You might want to get your sniper to come down into this hill here, or behind this building here, so you can snipe when it goes further on. So once your lights get halfway, you got to move up TDs so you can support them as they keep pushing along here. On this side, if your light's in here and you're sniping, you can snipe all the way up to about here. And then yes, you simply just move up behind them in the bush, again, as a TD. You love bushes, you got plenty here. As your lights move forward, your TDs move forward into the bush here, and you can snipe whatever you end up spotting. Alrighty. Now, from the south, or sorry, from the north spawn, it's basically the exact same thing, guys. You rush down here in your light, you park here, and your TDs, there's a spot right here. The same thing as this. There's a spot here. Now, there's no bush, but as long as you're looking at your rings, you can keep your distance for sniping the heavies here, plus whatever, you know, gets in range here that the light ends up spotting for you. So again, very good spot right there for your TD. Again, the same thing over here. A lot of guys always go to this rock. It's not as good. I'm not telling you not to. I'm just saying you don't have the view range. You don't have as much, you know, to shoot at. You're kind of limited. They have to be here. They can't be behind here. So anyways, TD's the other thing is, of course, right here, just like this one. And again, the same strategy. You bring your lights down here, they get in a bush, and you can snipe at what they see. But once they start going past here, you know, and heading south, then you've got to come along here, and probably right to about here would be the best spot on this ridge. You can snipe all the way down there, and you can definitely snipe towards the hill from there. So that would be your best bet for the north spawn for your TDs. So we've covered the lights and the medium, or sorry, the lights and the TDs. Then basically we're talking about the heavies and the mediums. A lot of times what happens is you get your bulk of your heavy armor, of course, they come through and they park right here. Whoops, sorry guys. They park right here and they park right here, and they fire that way and they fire down. It's just this big fire, and then you guys know, like right in the middle, there's that little part that goes down, and some tanks will actually go in there and sit there and then pop up and shoot, go back down, pop up and shoot, that kind of thing. But normally what happens is eventually a heavy is going to come through here or here, trying to use the corners. Same thing here, you know, they'll come through, they'll try using the corners here, they'll try doing it this way, maybe even this way, and you got it this way, you know, or up here and down here. There's all kinds of areas in there where mediums and heavies can park and start shooting. The key thing here is just simply using your armor and angling properly, side scraping when necessary, you know, and also it really does also come down to your TDs. If your TDs know those spots that I just mentioned, they can actually really go through, you know, some heavies really quick, and that gives your heavies a huge advantage. If their TDs don't know the spots and your TDs do, man, I mean, you can just waste through the heavies, and that's when you get that quick, what the heck happened to the heavies? Well, there was multiple TDs shooting at from different angles. Another great thing is if you do take over this flank here, this is why so many guys go this way, because this is high ground. So yes, if you get this position, you own it, well, then you can start shooting down at heavies and mediums that are in the town. Now, that being said, it's not too hard to hide from it, just simply, you know, getting on the opposite side walls and whatnot. But it's still an advantage, and that's what this game comes down to, is you always want to have advantages. So, you know, mediums and heavies going into town, I showed you all the different spots there. Arties, boom, 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 the usual, you know, in here, up on the hill, down in between there, and maybe at the very corner. Same thing, in here, down in between the thing, up in the corner, up on the hill, and over the corner there. Those are your typical places that you're going to put your arty. Now, let's go take a look at the actual, as I get rid of these dots, let's go take a look at the actual map itself and see how it works out. Okay guys, here we are at Ghost Town, and right now we're at the south spawn. So let's start from the south spawn. The last video I made, I just basically went all over the map and just said, okay, if you're from this side, this side, this side, do it here, do it here. And I'm like, you know what? After I watched it, I was kind of like, nah, I don't like that as much. So we're reverting back. Change on the fly, so to say. We're going to go from one side and then do the other side. And then at the end of it, I'll just show you where, you know, the best setup would be. Okay, so that being said, let's get going here. On this side here, your lights. We talked about lights going on this flank here. Basically, you're just creeping up to, say, this bush right there and trying to get as much spot. You could come down here, but here, whoops, in this bush right here, it's easier for you to get back. Okay, if you're in this bush up here, you got to get all the way around here, and you're probably going to be dead by the time you get back out into cover. So that's why this bush is nice. Remember I said as you start killing them and you start pushing, then you're just going to be pushing up to this bush right here. And from here, you can basically see everything. If you get to this point, you know, you got your TDs behind you. Maybe you got a TD sitting down here. Remember I said coming from the hill, you got to push forward. You get a TD right there. He can snipe up along the hill. Or, hey, even you, by this point, you might, if you're pushing and you're winning this flank, good chance you probably got yourself a tank up in here too. And then you're laughing, really. If you can achieve that corner, game's over, because you can just basically shoot everything that he spots from that point on. So that is that side. Luckily, we got this thing on pretty quick. So if you're spawning and you're going to play a light and you're going to go along this way, you're going to take off right away. And here's the bushes I'm talking about, guys. Yeah, look at this, man. Look at this. Right up through here. Right. You even got two sides. Do you want to go through here? Or do you want to go on this one? You want to go on the far one? All right, let's go ahead. Anyways, it's right about here is where I would normally stop. Once I get past this building, this is where I normally park in here or here. Because by that time, you've got the lion's share of, you know, the view going on. But now as you push, because remember, you got TDs behind you, as you push, you're going to want to push up to about here. And now look at this. You can see past the boat. You can see all into that corner there. The hills up there. The little area here. TDs will be parked there. And up on the hill here. So you got lots that you can spot. So that is the area. That is where the lights will go on this side here. Now, TDs. This is the bush I'm talking about. Boom. You park yourself in here. I can snipe behind the boat, between the boats here. I can snipe into the town, and I can snipe at whatever else the lights tend to spot for me. Yes, you can go up behind that rock, but this is really, really much, much better. A lot of guys go down here, but remember, once if you do get spotted, you gotta be confident that you're not gonna get spotted if you're down below. Because if you're down below and you do get spotted, you're not gonna make it back in time, you know, out of coverage or into cover before you get killed. So be very careful there. That's all I'm saying. Now, a lot of guys always start off here in TDs. They start off on the hill. And they park because for good reason, you know, you can snipe quite a bit. But remember, as your scout pushes up here, you've got to come down. You're either going to come down here to start with, right here, and as you can see quite a bit. Or, whoops, I keep hitting that wrong button. Anyways, or you might be able to actually pull up here and then get up into this corner. And then this is what I was saying. If you can get to this corner, remember, by now, your light is basically up in this whole area here. Okay, so you're still behind them. But from here, it's basically game over for the air team. Because you can just snipe you can snipe hill, you can snipe them if they're in the corner here. Once the hill's done, then you push up to here and you're just laughing. Now you can pincer effect the enemy team. Your mediums and your heavies, they're gonna sorry guys, again, push the wrong one. They're always gonna come into the town here. Let's back up a little bit here. They're going to leave the spawn. They're just going to go straight up, straight up. And what you want to do is go right up in here. And here is this little area where all the fighting is going to be from. So you got tanks here. You can have tanks here shooting down here. You can have tanks coming through here. But the key place that the main battle is at is right here. There's ground zero. You got these tanks will be here, and they're firing across to these guys. Here's this little ditch I'm talking about. Tanks will go down there, and they'll pop up and shoot. Let's see it from the other side now. So you know you're coming from their spawn, and you're driving up, and you come down here, and lo and behold, boom, there you go. Now you're firing at the enemy there. You got your little ditch in here, plus you got to work there, and there's your rocks that you hide behind. So now that we've done that, let's go to this side here. It's the heavies and the mediums really. It's pretty straightforward for those guys. You know, they just basically battle it out that one spot. And there's a lot of times that's what happens. So, anyways, now here we are. We're at the north spawn, and lights again. Same thing. If you're gonna race over to this side, just race right across. Grab yourself the first bush, which is the second bush for the other guys, right here. And then when you press, move up to this bush here again. And then from this part, if you're pressing, now your TDs have to move up into this area. So tank destroyers for this flank, you start right here on the hill. Once it's time to push, you go up to this bush right here. And then when you really are pushing and you're trying to go up there to get damage, you know, and your team's winning by this point, then that's when you push up to this area here and move up, and then you can snipe here, snipe the hill. By that time, your lights are already up on the hill, so you don't even have to worry about this corner. You're just sniping that way. From the other side now, this is, again, there's a little spot here that you want to go to snipe the heavies. And basically, anywhere right here is good. Anywhere on this mound, you know, you just park, and then boom, 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 boom. That's where you shoot through here to the heavies. And believe it, if you're a sniper TD, you're not going to have a problem. It's pretty wide open. You know, we might not hit every shot, but, you know, it's not hard to get them in there. And your light, of course, is going to do the zoom right through here all the way up. But normally they go, again, like I was saying before, you know, you don't go all the way up at first. You go to about here, if you can, and then park in here, and then your TDs can snipe whatever you see here. And when the light here is ready to push forward, that's when your TDs got to come up to say about where you were, like right here, because then you're laughing. Then you got everything over here. You got the hill, this mound right here where TDs could be sniping. You got this part over here, and again, this part is more about when you're kind of winning, you're pushing now, or at least the flanks are winning. Maybe the battle in the town is still even Steven, but you know these guys are doing well. So again, that's about it for the TDs and the lights. It's pretty straightforward. This map really is straightforward when it comes to things. It's just a matter of, like, did you know about that bush right there that you can snipe all the way into here? Look at that. From this bush all the way to this area right there. A lot of people don't realize that. And just like the other side, from right here, you can snipe all the way right through here and hit these guys that are hiding over here behind the rocks. I mean, it's a nice spot. But that's about it, guys, on this map. It's pretty straightforward. This one is probably one of the easier ones. You know, battle, all the armor goes in town, and all the light and the vision and the, you know, damage goes to the flanks. Oh, and arty, of course, arty, guys. It's very basic. You know, you park your arty down in between the little ravine here, and then up here or on the hill or in the corner. Same with the other end, in the corner, on the hill, in the ravine, and then maybe up there at that end. And that's it, guys. I hope you really enjoy this. I'm trying to make them nice and easy for you to follow. I don't want to make them too long. I hope you're getting some good tidbits as to like where to go, like especially those bushes. A lot of lights don't even realize how good that is. And those TD spots, some people don't even know they're there. Yeah, that's it. Good luck, guys. Have fun out there. It's an awesome game. Hopefully this helps you enjoy it even more when you're doing more damage than normal. So if you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, if you want to know when I'm going to be bringing out my next one, simply just hook up the notifications through the YouTube, and that way you'll be notified every time I bring out another video. And Twitch. Of course, if you want instant answers, come over to Twitch, ask a question, I'll answer it for you. It's that simple. That's why we stream on Twitch, is so that we can help you guys out. So, till next time, guys, I'm Mr.BeetleBum. I hope you enjoy the video. And until I see you again, Mr.BeetleBum, out.